Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ story for today. I'm Dr. Bobby Hin, and let's queer up entertainment. Netflix's The Residence features a gay president and first gentleman. Netflix's new series, The Residence, brings history to streaming screens, introducing America's first gay president, at least in fiction. The show follows Detective Cordelia Cupp, played by Uzo Aduba, as she unravels a murder mystery in the White House. Among the suspects, President Perry Morgan and his husband, first Gentleman Elliot Morgan. Actors Paul Fitzgerald and Barrett, who played the presidential couple, recently spoke about the show's significance for the queer community. Their roles take on extra weight under the current administration, where queer rights are under attack. Fitzgerald emphasized the power of representation, quote, "TV plays a really important role in helping people see a future that they might not have otherwise seen. If Barrett and I representing this can enlarge the culture of imagination by seeing it mirrored in real life, it will be the proudest moment of my entire career," end quote. The Residence is now streaming on Netflix. Well, TV show has often predicted the future. Mm-hmm. Simpsons hasn't been wrong yet, I hope. And hey, West Wing predicted Matthew Santos essentially is a substitute for Barack Obama. And hopefully this one means that, we're going to welcome President Buttigieg and the first gentleman Chasten.
I will say, I think Pete Buttigieg is a far more serious presidential candidate than people realize. And I'm a big old lefty. You wouldn't think I would be saying that, but he is a really strong candidate in every sense of the word. I will say, hearing you discuss this particular show, I saw it on Netflix, like the little bio. Yeah. It did impress me. You made me want to watch it more than Netflix has tried to sell it to me so far. So that's something good for it.
And also, just shout out to queer representation for media, right, and culture. Well,
Yes, and it's great to see that our our entertainment and cultural resources out there are not backing off. And that's a lot to be said. And luckily, our community is infused throughout the creative communities, whether it's television, film, radio. Here at Queer News Tonight, I think that it's going to empower us. We just need to support our strength also in politics. Talking about Pete Buttigieg, I just have to say he is one of the most dynamic speakers, and he can talk somebody down on Fox News and chew them up for breakfast. So I think he would be a great presidential candidate.
Do you know what I say to him on TikTok whenever he's talking seriously and he's like, I don't like to talk too frequently. And I always respond like, oh dear, you could just read the phone book on here and I'll watch.
All I can say is,
wait, where's the spray bottle for like a thirst?
So you kind of took my thunder, because I was like, when you were reading because I was like you, I saw over the weekend when I was flipping through Netflix, I'm like, I don't know.
Right.
If it's I didn't even read the bio because it didn't interest me enough. And now that we're here at the story, I'm like, I'm putting it on my list. Yes. A queer power couple, I'm ready.
Right. The irony is that I do not have Netflix.
Well, I think it's good for us to see the potential of our community and where we can go.
Right.
To have somebody who was, I believe, the first gay presidential candidate, as Buttigieg was, and while this is fantasy and not reality, to have role models that we can aspire to be, or maybe we've already achieved, and that's what we need. We're not the villains of yesterday, the crazed murderers, serial killers, that kind of thing.
Well, that is a big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer non-profit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.